everyone. Thank you so much for joining the Nezzy's Place podcast, where truth lives. I am so happy that you're joining today. If you are joining on YouTube, thank you for joining. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, I'm so happy that you clicked on. Well, I am your podcast host and empowerment, passion, and purpose coach, Vanessa Davis. And before we go any further, let me just tell you a little bit. Nezzy's Place, where truth lives, is all about encouragement, positivity, and motivation. I'm here to energize you to live your best life ever. And if you want a dose of positivity from this podcast, please tune in, subscribe, share, whatever you need, because these days, everyone needs a little bit of positivity. And also, if you're on YouTube, please take a moment, subscribe. I really need you. I would love for you to do that for me. Thank you. Well, let's jump right into this conversation today. Well, the holidays are here. They're approaching. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed your dinner, your family, with your friends. But here we are, we're coming around Christmas time. And we all know Christmas is a time, or Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, this is a time, it's a festive time. It's a time where people are, romantically involved. It's all lovey-dovey. I mean, come on. We done see it all on Hallmark and Lifetime. All the movies are centered around love, relationships, marriage, and all that, right? So I was having a conversation with some girlfriends of mine, and some are in a relationship and some are basically questioning whether or not they are truly in a relationship because they've been in one for a while and with the same person. But they have some questions, big question marks in their head because some things are going on. So I thought this would be the best time to kind of drop a show about, girl, don't be delusional, because here we are going into 2022. And you don't want to drag all this baggage if it's a relationship that's not, progressing. You want to make sure that you're paying attention and that you have all the information that you need, and look at a person's actions and see if they are really serious about you or not. You don't want to go into 2022 and go through the whole year and be dealing with this stuff, right? So I thought that this would be the best time to do a Girlfriend, Your House is a Mess series. So we're going to be doing this on Sundays. Girlfriend, Your House is a Mess. And let me take a moment, show you the book, Girlfriend, Your House is a Mess. I'll leave the link below. It's one of my first books. And it's a very good information, but we're not going to talk about the book right now. But I thought I wanted to do this show for you because I thought it was very important. There are a lot of women who really don't know and maybe search the internet and see, well, he's interested in you if this, or he's not interested in you if he does this. But I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so real with you today, and I want you to know, girl, you're wasting your time or you're not. So let's jump right into this. And it's not all it's not everything. Okay? These are some major key points that I think we as women need to pay attention to. Okay. So let's jump right into, girl, don't be delusional. Okay. So let's start with the solid relationship. How do you know that this man is serious about you? Okay. Number one, he claims you, not just in private, but in public. Everybody knows about you. Everybody knows, well, if you see so and so, yeah, you're going to see her because they always together. And he's proud. He is so proud to have you by his side. Not because of the way you look or anything like that, but because of who you are. He enjoys being with you, so he claims you and he spends time with you. Number two, he introduces you to his friends and his family. Not so much introduces you just to them, but he gives you a title. He says, "This is my girlfriend," or "This is my partner," or whatever. Not just buddy and homegirl, all friend. He titles it, and he's proud of that. So he introduces you to his friends and his family, and that's another thing. One, if he introduces you to his friends and his family, that's a good thing. But then how he introduces you, that's another thing. So that's a good thing. Okay, so that's bonus. Number three, he invests time in the relationship and he genuinely cares about you. So he calls to check on you, see how you're doing throughout the day. He may ask about your day even at the end of the day, depending on how busy it is. But he cares. He wants to know everything that's going on in your world. If you're upset, he wants to know why. And some men just want to make it better. They want to fix it, right? But then sometimes when they could just listen and really offer some advice, or maybe just listen, not offer any advice, but he cares, he listens, and he pays attention to you. That is showing you that he cares. Okay. Men don't do that if they don't care. They don't. Okay. So, but we're still on solid relationship that he wants to be with you. Okay. Number four, he tells you what his intentions are. He tells you. He's clear, he's precise, he knows what he wants. He's talking about the future. He's talking about bringing things up about, hey, babe, what kind of house do you like? Or, hey, babe, you don't think you want kids, or do you ever want to live here or there? Or, what do you think about this? Or, what about savings? He starts asking questions to see how your mindset is about the future and where you are. And I think that's a great, great key point, that if a man is asking you about the future, that is really good. Okay. And like I said, another thing is he invites you to all his parties, where he's going, he wants you there. That's another thing. He wants you by his side. There's some times where you're an individual, so you're going to be doing other things, but for the most part, he wants you to be around because he really genuinely loves spending time with you. And that's another thing. He loves spending time with you. So that's number 5. He loves spending time with you. Whether or not you're reading a book, you're drinking coffee, not saying a word, but he loves your presence and spending time with you. Okay. So those are some of the things that that you're in a really good relationship. Of course, relationships are challenging. You're going to always have some ups and downs. But for the most part, if you have these key components for this, you know that you're going in the right direction. One last thing that I want to say in regards to relationships, period, that you always want to build a relationship on friendship. And sometimes we put the horse before the cart, and we do so many other things. We introduce, being intimate and all these other things, but yet we don't build a really good foundation. So when things start to crumble, we don't have anything to stand on because we really don't have a good foundation. So always build a good foundation of friendship, because that is so important. And that's the number 6, okay, for the solid relationship. So always build a good friendship. Now, we're going to talk about when you are seeing the flags, red, they all flashing in front of your face. And this is just to give you a heads up that he's really playing a game, not interested, wasting your time. Let's just say that he's wasting your time. If, okay, number 1, he doesn't invest time with you, he doesn't spend time with you, and it's not on an even playing field. So when you want to spend time, he's busy. He always got something to do. But when he wants to spend time, he wants you to make plans and put things aside, right? He wants you to drop things to be with him. So it's more selfish. It's not really even across the board. So he wants to spend time with you, but he wants to do it on his terms. And that's just not fair. It should be even, right? Number 2, he doesn't claim you. Let me repeat that. He does not claim you, period. He doesn't claim you in private or in public. Then again, he may claim you in private, but when you're out, no. He doesn't invite you to family dinners. He doesn't invite you to gatherings, parties, game night, restaurants with his friends. You don't even know who his friends are. So let's stop right there. If you are in a relationship and let's just say a year, and you have not met his friends or his family, and it's been about a good year, okay? I got a problem with that. I seriously have a problem with that. I just had to turn my phone down because I didn't want it ringing. I have a problem with that because that's just unfair, especially when you have introduced him to your family. And if you have children, you introduced him to your children, and he's still a missing piece, or and no, no one knows that you're a missing piece. No one even knows about you. That's a problem. So, one number two, he does not claim you in public or in private. Okay. Number three, he never talks about the future. Never talks about the future. Doesn't even include you in his plans. Everything that he talks about is me, I. You don't hear anything about, hey babe, what do you think if we? Hey babe, do you think we should? No, you don't hear that terminology because it's all about him and what he's doing. He's not even thinking about you and including you. He's like, oh, I think I'm going to move to, let's just say North Carolina, or I think I'm going to move to Georgia. He doesn't even ask about what you think because he doesn't care, because he's doing things his way. No concern about your feelings and what is going on in a relationship. But then again, is it a relationship? Hmm. All right, let's go on. Number four, he's evasive, not talking to you a lot. You don't hear from him. A couple days go by. You can leave him several messages. Here, he may pick up, may pick up when you call, may not. If he picks up, he's, oh, I'm busy. I'll call you right back. Never calls back. Could be a couple days. Do not sit around waiting for somebody to call you back. Don't do that. No, you go on and do what you have to do. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. If he calls you back in about 3 days later, girl, you better be busy. You better be busy and I'll get back to you. Or maybe yet, let it go to voicemail. Okay? Don't answer that phone, because what you don't want to be is always available. Don't want to always be available when they call you, especially if they're not doing one, two, and three, and they're doing those things. No, they don't get that privilege to always be at to have you with them all the time, okay, or be easily accessible. So if he never calls you back, he's MIA, you don't know where he is. Start to speculate. Those are little red flags. Okay, pay attention. Number five, he states that he only sees you as a friend or a buddy, homegirl, somebody that you just hanging out with. Oh no, here's the word. We're just kicking it. We're just kicking it. Beware that word, girls. That word is dangerous. Ain't nobody kicking it, don't have time to be kicking it. I don't know. But when you're 30, 40, and 50, you don't have time to just be kicking it with somebody. You need to date with purpose. You need to know that this person is intentional with your time. Okay? So, no kicking it. If you want to kick it, you better go kick it with someone else, because I don't have time for that. So, pay attention to that. So, I would like to also say, and this is just a bonus right here. If a guy has no purpose for his own life, how in the world can you expect him to have purpose for your relationship with you included? So also pay attention to that. If he's all scatterbrained, don't know where he's going, what he's doing, what he wants in life, all just raggedy all over the place. Pay attention to that. Do you really want to align yourself up with someone who is scattered all over the place, really has no definitive decision about what he wants in life and what he's doing? So that's another one. We're gonna call that number six, because number five was he sees you as a friend. And number 6 is he has no purpose, right? And number 7, okay, he's scattered all over the place. And so those are the things that I think are so important for us as women to pay attention to. And if you don't pay attention to them and you ignore those signs regarding the latter subject, I think we're setting ourselves up for failure. I was in a relationship for about 2 years and then we ended up getting married. I have to admit, and I can say this now, that I ignored the red flags. I shouldn't have walked down the aisle, but I did. I thought it was, oh, this is it. This is it. No, it was not. Okay. So I made mistakes and I learned from that. But what I am going to do, I am going to use what I learned and share with other people because sometimes women, we just don't know, or sometimes we just don't want to see it because we can be so blinded by being in love and basking in that whole, love facade where everything is just beautiful. But we want to take the glasses off so that we can really see what's in front of us. The blinders off. That's what I meant. To see what's really in front of us. So, ladies, don't ignore the red sign, the red flags, because they are important. And if you get any intuition about some of the things that I talked about in the latter subject, pay attention. Be wise. Be smart. Make some good decisions for yourself because it's your choice. If you want to tolerate things or, you know, and be treated in such a way that that it's not fair to you and you're not getting the best out of the relationship. So that's what I have for you today. So just remember, relationships can be beautiful. They can be beautiful when two people are on the same page. It can be loving when you're on the same page. It can be nurturing when you're on the same page. But the biggest key point is being on the same page and knowing what you are in the relationship for and that you're dating with a purpose. You're not getting bamboozled, but you're working towards a bigger goal. Well, it's been really great hanging with you this Sunday, and I can't wait till next Sunday. Please make sure you come back, tune in to whenever you listen to the show because it's going to be really good. We're going to pull some chapters out the book and talk about it. But in the meantime, you can shoot on over to the nezziesplace.com website where you can listen to previously recorded episodes of the podcast. You can also order your book or you can get it on Amazon. I'll leave the link below. Once again, before you leave, please subscribe and please share. Have a great day and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.